Okay, gas flaring actually is when oil-producing companies go to explore for crude oil, and there is some form of gas, what we call associated gas, that come along with it. And because for non-amenable geology and they don't have use for it, most times they have use for it on site to generate electricity. Sometimes they use it for reinjection. But the remaining one, because they don't have use for it, it just flared into the atmosphere.
And it's wasted.
It's wasted, a waste of precious natural resources.
Nobody accounts for that.
Oh, well, presently, the current law until 2.5 months ago is that when you flare, you pay around 10 naira, which is around 0.03 cents per thousand scoop of gas per day that you flare. But with the NGFCP, we've graciously, through Mr. President, who is the Petroleum Minister, under the Minister of Petroleum Resources, come up with a new regulation, what we call the Flare Gas Prevention of Waste and Pollution Regulations 2018. So the flare penalty has been increased from 10 naira to which was 0.03 cents, US cents, to now $2 for those producing more than 10,000 barrels of crude oil per day, and then 50 cents for those producing less than 10,000 barrels of oil per day. Now, just to give you some form of a context of background, globally we have about 16,000 gas flare sites in about 19 countries, including this one we're living in, and they flare around 350 to 450 billion cubic meters of gas. Now, that is enough to generate around 750 billion kilowatts of power to power the entire African continent per annum. Is wasted. In terms of climate change impact, those flare sites emit close to 350, 400 million tons of CO2. In the world where we talk about climate change impact, greenhouse gas flare contributes around 2% of greenhouse gas to the global climate change issues. And for us, in the Nigerian gas flare commercialization program, government has decided to say enough is enough. So government took a policy position to say by 2020 we are committing to 2020 to make sure that there's gas flare reduction in the country, and particularly in the Niger Delta. So what we're looking to having is to make sure that the environmental and social impact of gas flaring in the Niger Delta and the Niger Delta communities is reduced. There's prevention, protection of the environment, and of course prevention of this natural resource, which is a very key component of the global energy transition, the closest ally to renewables. Yes, renewables is where everybody is going to. We are not opposed to it, but we said gas, natural gas is the closest ally in terms of the carbon emission and all of those, and plus the fact that natural gas is cleaner, is abundant, and is cheap